And there we go. Okay. So, welcome back for those who are returning, for those who are joining us for the first time. Welcome. Yesterday, if you were in the weekend community, you probably heard some news that we're probably all processing. Ironically, that Carrie was here yesterday to talk to us about community while that announcement was being processed. So, this is a really great example of why I put on this kind of event every year because there are very, very key moments where coming together really helps process things. And that's definitely one of them. Lo said, we should have a moment of silence where we can. That's how significant it is. And so much behind what we're going through this week is ways to resource ourselves because there's no end to challenges. Being in business always comes up with moments like this, moments where a project falls flat, a client you thought that was going to work out didn't. There's no such thing as a smooth, easy path. And I have found in my own journey over the last 6, 7 years, the more I'm able to resource myself, the easier this journey of entrepreneurship is. Because it's not for the faint of heart. You really, really need to be able to pour into yourself and pour into each other so that we can move through these type of challenges that come up. So welcome to our event. It's called the Fall in Love with Your Business Again Challenge. The goal at the end of this is that if things have been feeling heavy and it's hard to connect to the passion and momentum of your business, this week will help you reconnect to some of those inner resources. And I have 3 kids, we use the term your bucket will fill full by the end of it. That's our goal here. Little bit of housekeeping. Try to keep yourselves on mute. Our presenters will let you know when there's time to engage. You want to use the chat, feel free, and you can introduce yourselves for those who don't know each other. And record is my reminder because quite often I forget to hit record. So for those of you who want to go deeper into the event this week in the Thinkific portal, there's audio intros for each of our presenters as well as a prep activity. That's not where you're at. That is okay. Our live sessions are every day this week, 9 to 10. Feel free to hop into the ones that work for you. Invite anybody that you think could value this, and the replays will be uploaded and available. Quickly go through our itinerary. Yesterday we had Carrie, who was all about assembling your lift crew. Her and I have been having a couple of conversations. There's lots in play here. Everyone knows the value of community, especially we can. So there's lots being discussed, and Carrie and quite a few other people are going to make sure that there is a soft landing for us and a next step afterwards. Today we have Lo. I should change that now. It should be Lo. And we're going to talk about our affair with resistance, which I'm really excited about because I think it's really there we go. Here be Lo. I think it's really important that we recognize that when something like weekend closing happenings or something like a client or any of these negative experiences, what makes it negative is our resistance that comes up to accepting that experience. That's the real friction point that happens. So this is beautifully well timed. Maybe not exactly what Lo was hoping for here today for us, but thank you for being here for us in our moment of need. Tomorrow we're gonna have Michelle. Michelle's gonna lead us through a embodied practice. She's very much about like, let's get into it. Lo has one. I'm gonna keep calling you Lo. I'm just gonna commit now. Lo has one for us today too. So where yesterday was a little more about presentation, the next 3 days are gonna be a little bit about going inward. So there can be some camera off time. If it's these type of embodied practices or something you're familiar with, you'll know the value of it. If it's something you're a little uncomfortable with, I really encourage you to just test them out and see how you feel. So Michelle's going to talk to us about nurturing your nervous system for the end you really want. She does a lot of EFT tapping and that kind of stuff. It's always a great session with Michelle. Thursday, Jennifer, and I know I can't remember how to say your name again. Say it for me so that I can get it in my brain.
Zylstra.
Zylstra is going to be talking about our unconscious and working with your inner business partner. Love this. I am super excited for that conversation because we are always there. Even if we're not conscious of some of the things going on in the background, it's part of every business choice we make. So the more we're able to work with that inner business partner instead of arguing with it or fighting with it or pretending it's not there, the better everything goes. And Friday, Stacy's going to take us into our timetables, our agendas, and our schedules. She's going to talk about the unhurried entrepreneur, simple practices to create time, space, and ease in your business. Time management is such a thing, and finding a balance between productivity that isn't heavily loaded with stress and anxiety is a art form. Really excited for what Stacy brings us into. So today we have Jen, and she's going to talk to us about our affair with resistance. It's going to be a really juicy one. I'm really excited for it. So I'll hand the microphone over to you.
Thank you so much, Cheyanne. And I just want to take a moment to genuinely thank you for creating this space and time for us to gather. I won't reiterate some of the very powerful things you've already shared, but as we know, community is so indeedly important, particularly this time in the world. Before we jump in, some of you may know each other already. There are some familiar faces, but if we could just do a very quick, like 2-second introduction, who you are, and to get our creative juices flowing a little bit, maybe what color you are showing up as today and what color you would like to leave as. So Tiz, you're next to my square. I'm gonna pick on you, girl.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tiz Knox, Starry Night Reading. My color is beige today. I have a really bad back, but I'd like to leave with purple.
Okay, thank you. Astrid?
Hi, I'm Astrid Eastman. You want to know what I do?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm a life coach, and I'm like Tiz today. I am beige, but I would love to leave green, like sage green.
Beige and green. Okay. Thank you. Little.
I'm sorry, I haven't changed it. My name's Leanne McPhee.
Okay, Leanne.
Yeah, sorry. And I'm the owner of Little Leaf Cannabis Company.
Okay.
I'm feeling probably a light purple, and I want to leave as a dark purple.
Ooh. Okay. All right. And the other Jennifer in the room.
I'm feeling blue, and my name is Jennifer, and I run the Answer Within Hypnosis. Yeah, my color is blue, which is fine, but I would like it to be purple as
Oh,
well.
lots of purple
Yeah.
in the room.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Nilu? Am I saying that correctly? Okay.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Needu, and I'm a consultant. And at this moment, I feel really pink, and I
Yes.
will leave it orange, light orange.
Oh, light orange. I like it. Okay. Thank you.
Light orange, yeah.
And Erin, you're next in line here.
I feel dark blue right now, a little heavy. I'd like to leave light blue.
Thank you, Erin. Kim?
Hello,
Hi.
I'm Kim Gascoigne. I'm a marketing professional at Queen's University, and I also own Wonderbird Jewelry. And I would say I'm feeling purple today. Same, and I'd like to leave pink.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. Thanks, Kim. My friend Wendy.
Hello, I'm Wendy. I'm a virtual assistant, and I honestly am not sure what color I feel or what color I feel like leaving. Yeah.
Okay.
But hello.
Thank you. Tammy?
Hi, Jen. So
Hey.
today I'm Tammy Watson. I'm the Canadian handywoman. And today I'm kind of feeling like a lake blue right now. And I really have to get more into a gold amber and spread some warmth coming up.
Nice. Spread some warmth. I like it. And Angela.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry I'm late.
It's okay.
I guess the question is, who
Oh,
am I?
sorry.
And
just an introduction and what color you're arriving as and what color you'd like to leave as, just to get our creative juices moving.
I love that.
Yeah.
My name is Angela Kimmett. I have just changed careers, and I am going to be the general manager for a new wellness center in Napanee. So I saw this and wanted to jump on, and was intrigued by the resistance title, especially today. I would say my color is what I'm wearing, plum.
Wonderful. And what color would you like to leave today?
Yeah, vibrant, whatever the sky is not at the moment.
Yeah, I think we can all agree to that probably.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, I am going to attempt a share here. Get my presentation up. Can everybody see my screen? Good. Okay. Okay, so thank you again, Cheyanne, for gathering these amazing group of people, and certainly putting on this challenge for all of us to really reevaluate and look and learn to love our business again. So my presentation today is an affair with resistance. It's a bit of a playful take on our resistance. So who I am, I'm a keynote speaker. I am an ICF professional coach, an ACC coach. I'm also a menopause and life transitions educator. I help women and organizations who want to transform and unlock that potential, all the while retaining top talent. I do that through workplace education sessions and consultancy. I also do one-to-one and group coaching and host events. These are some of my accreditations. So I'm certified with the ICF. I'm a member in good standing with the ICF. I am also a certified coach through Erickson and a menopause boot camp facilitator. And these are some of my past and current partners. So I will also say, I'm a perimenopause warrior. So my memory sometimes fails me. I have notes here, so please allow me to refer to them at times. I'm also a mom to a 12-year-old boy and a 5-year-old chocolate lab. So let's play a little bit. Indulge me. And to be clear, I'm not condoning or condemning affairs or resistance for that matter. It's a play on the parallels here. So what if we envisioned our resistance like an affair? It's something that is somewhat secret. We tend to not admit to it in our culture. We hide in the shadows. We hide that procrastination, the I should but I can't moments. There's a little bit of shame that we carry with that, which is similar both within, I would assume, affairs and resistance. I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be feeling this way. And just as a little side note, should is my absolute, it's the word I hate the most, particularly as the older I get. So both seem to have this magnetic pull. It's something compelling that overrides our logic, that we're drawn to, we keep returning to. We know we should just do the thing, right? But we can't help ourselves. And it seems that pull is stronger than our willpower. It's a little bit forbidden. The more power, the more judgment that we give resistance, the more power it gains. I am so lazy. I'm so undisciplined. I'm self-sabotaging. Those phrases feed the power that resistance has. And there's genuine care underneath what's happening for us. When it comes to affairs, there's this connectedness, there's aliveness, and there's wanting to be known. And with resistance, the care that shows up is trying to protect us, point us in the right direction where we actually need to go. They both have a tender, vulnerable quality beneath the so-called wrong behavior. And both of them really are meeting a need. You know, when we think about affairs, it's filling something that's missing. Attention, excitement, feeling seen. And maybe with resistance, it's protecting or preserving something. Both are actually saying yes while saying no to something else. And you can't just stop. You can't end the affair or your resistance to resistance without understanding what the underlying need is. Both require this understanding of why in order to move forward and transform the behavior. So I thought this was a good reminder to share with you. What you resist persists. And what I heard more recently is what you feel heals. I'll leave that for you to ponder. So let's talk about our mindset when it comes to resistance. Culturally, we are told to make it go away, essentially. Push through it, push away the negative, just do it, as the campaign slogan says. Ignore it, be more disciplined. But the truth of the matter is, and we know this as entrepreneurs, when we lean into the discomfort, this is when our growth accelerates. When we lean in to our discomfort, this is when growth accelerates. So the real question isn't how do I get rid of this feeling, this resistance? The real question is, what is it trying to tell me? So what is resistance? Well, I looked up the definition and I found this quite fascinating. When you consider it from a physics perspective, it's how a material opposes the flow of an electric current. So it's opposing a flow of an electric current. And in general terms, it's an opposition or refusal to accept something. But resistance is your body's way of protecting you, slowing you down, reminding you of something important, which we'll get to a little bit later today. Our brains have processes and systems called metaprogramming that are designed to keep us safe and efficient. And it's a bit like your computer. Behind the scenes, there's software, there's programming that's running in order to make sure that your computer can function in the way you need it to. It's the same with our brain. And what is actually happening is our brain is ciphering out 98% of the information that's coming to us. We are absorbing only 2%. But that 98%, our brains have determined that have been proven to be beneficial and to our survival. So this is information we need to retain. Resistance is the same thing. It's part of that system. It's working for us and not against us. So in order to get to where we want to go with the end in mind, we need to understand what might be in the way. So how does resistance in our business show up? Anybody want to share? How are you finding resistance? Where are you finding it within your business? Feel free to jump off mute. I can't see all of your beautiful faces, so just dive in.
Jen,
Self-doubt. Sorry, self-doubt, like I can't do that kind of thing.
And when you have that self-doubt, is it towards anything specific about your business?
Yeah, like I'm not that smart. Not specific to the business, just like yeah, just feeling that who do I think I am?
Thank you, Tiz. Cheyanne, did you want to share something?
Avoiding what I know I had decided I was going to do, and suddenly everything else in the world is more important and more
Yeah. Kim, did you have something to add to that as well?
I was gonna say that's what I was gonna say too. Just like I have the thing I want to do, but everything like I'll do anything else other
Yeah.
than that thing that's gonna move my business forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So when we think about elements of our business, often this resistance will show up when we're considering investing or maybe expanding, perhaps hiring, or maybe even firing, delegating. Maybe we're raising our prices, or maybe we need to lower our prices or revisit what our packaging looks like, our offerings. Maybe our resistance comes up when we're being visible. We don't want to be in the limelight, or perhaps we're setting boundaries, or we're asking for help. And the last two are my favorite because these are often ones that we ignore. Resistance comes up when we need to take a rest or take a holiday. So with that in mind, are there particular areas of your business that you notice you're perhaps having this self-doubt, or that you notice you're avoiding? And I'll leave that there for you to think about. So what does resistance actually look like or feel like? Sometimes it's hard to identify. When we're talking about the body, it may show up as tightness or heaviness, exhaustion. I get pit in my stomach. That's how I know I'm resisting something, and certainly in my shoulders. In our behaviors, we've already talked a little bit about this procrastination, this over-researching maybe. I tend to suffer from decision fatigue. This is a classic sign. Or perhaps we're numbing out. So with that in mind, where are you noticing your resistance showing up within yourself? Jump off mute if you feel comfortable to share. Where in your body or your mind does that show up, or in your behaviors even? Okay, we haven't had second round of coffee yet. I'll leave that there for you to think about. So here's an interesting question. Does resistance need resisting? Does resistance need resisting? Or does it need understanding? My invitation to you today is to approach your resistance perhaps with a different perspective. Perhaps it's not the enemy. Perhaps, in theme of this week, it's a love letter that you keep returning to sender. And if we decode the resistance, we may discover what we're protecting, what we're reaching for, and what we truly value. I offer you a reframe in how you envision your resistance. Know that for every negative emotion or resistance that we have, there is a positive intention for us. Going back to that meta programming that is happening within our brains and our bodies. Our bodies are sending us signals that there's something that we need to pay attention to. It's not to be ignored. So when these negative emotions, such as maybe anger, are coming up, that may be protecting your boundaries. If anxiety is coming up, that is preparing you for what is ahead. Sadness, maybe it's signaling to you what matters. So for every negative emotion or resistance that we are carrying, there's a positive intention. And so the reframe might be similar to a lighthouse. Our resistance is showing us the way, is telling us which way to steer. It's trying to guide you and help you avoid crashing. So what might you learn from your resistance? Today, we're going to do what we call a core outcome exercise, where we're going to follow our resistance backwards to discover what it is actually trying to give us. So I'm going to stop sharing at this point because I'd love to be able to see all your faces. I think you had done some prep work around an area that you're feeling resistance in, either in your business or in your personal life. So this exercise is normally done on a one-to-one basis, but I think it will be quite beautiful as a group. What I want to offer you is a friendly encouragement. Please take your time. Be an observer in your experience. Go as deep as you feel you want to. Be gentle with yourself. There's no right or wrong. It's very fluid. And you will need something to journal with if you have that to hand. So I'm actually going to invite you to turn off your cameras. I'm going to do the same. And I want you to start with the resistance pre-work that you did. And perhaps if that's changed since you've done the work or you weren't able to complete that, think about what it is that you're resisting right now within your business or within your life. That's a bit of an obstacle for you. And when you think about that resistance, I want you to think about the circumstances that that resistance comes up in. Or perhaps maybe the resistance comes up around certain situations or certain people. So spend a little bit of time in that space of your experience of this resistance. And while you're there, I invite you to take 3 deep cleansing breaths, similar to yoga. And I'll do it with you. As you sit there with this resistance, I want you to envision where you feel it physically. The invitation is to place your hand on that part of yourself where you feel it. And to thank, in your own way, your body for working so hard to bring this to your attention. And with your hands still in place, I invite you to ask yourself, what is the positive intention that this resistance has for me? What is the positive intention that this resistance has for me? And once you have your answer, I invite you to write that down. Take a deep breath. And again, offer that gratitude to your body and your mind for sharing this important reminder of what's of value to you. With your hands still in place, ask yourself, if I had what the positive intention was in this resistance, if I already had that, what would I have that's even more important to me? What would I have that's even more important to me? Again, write that down. Offer that gratitude to your mind and your body for this very important reminder. And I invite you to ask again, if you had that thing that was so important to you, that positive intention, the new positive intention, what would you have that would be even more meaningful to you? And take a breath. And thank you, your body and your mind, for this important reminder. I invite you to continue cycling through this question. If I had blank, what would I have that's even more important to me? Until you can go no further. You may reach a place or a word such as safety, peace, freedom, but you'll know you've reached that core value when you can't answer that question anymore. You have what is the most important to you. And perhaps by raising your hand in the annotations, when you come to that place, so that we know that you have arrived. What would I have that's even more important to me? when you arrive at that core state, take a moment to stand in that space and drink it in. What does it feel like to be fully immersed in that core state? Whether it be peace or safety or freedom. How does that change things for you? What becomes possible when you lead with that state of being? And when you feel comfortable, I welcome you back into the room. So what becomes possible when you lead from that state of being? I invite you to share perhaps what that value was and how you're maybe seeing the resistance differently from this viewpoint.
Jen, that was so my big thing that I resist is rest. I am very like hyperactive by nature. And going through that process, it's like it's such a pattern. It's old programming that there's no reason I have to be go, 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 go. But I always find something that's urgent that has to be done. That was, yeah, getting down to that level of like sense of like safety and ability to sink into presence and joy rather than constant productivity. That was extremely powerful. Thank you for that.
So when you sit in that space of presence and joy, and you look back on this productivity piece, the go, 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 how does that shift things for you?
It reminds me how much I love being in that space, and all of my best stuff comes from that space. It's not an either or. It's just getting out of that like hamster wheel of stress and scarcity and fear and coming at it from a different energy instead.
Did anybody else want to share what their experience had been, or what their core value was that they got to? Nilu?
Sorry, yeah, I'm mute. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, I would like to share. So my journey was totally different in the sense I moved to Canada 25 years ago. I lots of energy, and I can do this, I can do this. I was very young at that time. Still I'm young. So still I'm young. So that energy, and suddenly you see you're the top of the hill, and suddenly you feel like, oh, you're near the river or ocean or edge of the ocean, right? And like going here and there, walking, I can do it, I can do it. And I didn't listen my body, what exactly my body wants, right? So after 25 years in Canada, and it's a really funny, last 6 to 4 months, I said, no, step back, listen yourself, what exactly you want.
You've given me goosebumps, Nilu.
So I'm telling you because I'm seeing a lots of that path. It's really hard to explain right here, but listen yourself, listen your body, what exactly you want. You can get support, and asking help. It's the best way to get in. And from all this experience, today experience, and I was taking notes, and then, no, listen your body, take care of yourself, and get help.
Yes, thank you.
I feel that's really important, and help is always there. And and be careful what and where you are. This is really important because emotionally, if you drain,
There are
nobody
some,
can, yeah. So you
yeah.
have to be step, and even like one friend or yeah, you can share and you can get help. Yeah. I'm really
Wonderful.
good practice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Neely, for sharing. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So perhaps some takeaways, what did you discover during this exercise? What surprised you? What did your resistance reveal that's kind of curious? And what is that positive intention that you uncovered that's connected to this resistance or this negative emotion? All right. Back. Are you seeing my beautiful sand? It's really warm there, ladies. Let's just imagine that we're there, okay? So we need to start with the end in mind. We need to map out where we want to go. And along the journey, as we know, as women, as entrepreneurs, there's going to be resistance. And when we meet that resistance with a curiosity that you've had today, we can use it for our learning. What is this resistance trying to tell me? What is the positive intention? Because there always is. It might be something you've forgotten about, and your body is now physically sending you warning signs. Hey, this is a value that you've forgotten, buried, or perhaps you haven't even explored. You need to pay attention to this. So we start with the end in mind, and we know that there'll be obstacles, but we'll meet those obstacles as learning opportunities. So your resistance is a love letter. Start reading it. Get curious. What is the positive intention here for me? It's working for you, not against you. What is it protecting? That concludes our time together today. If you wanted to get in touch, here's a bunch of different ways. I'm not on everything, but I am on some things. And I'm happy to share this afterwards. Before we jump into questions, I have a really quick survey. Helps me learn and keeps me on my toes and informed on what's going to be useful in next session. So if you wanted to take a quick zap of that, that should take you to a very quick survey. And then the last slide, did you have the opportunity to snap that? Anybody who wants to? Thank you. Any questions? What are you curious about? I'm going to stop sharing there and come back into the room, you lovely humans. Anything that came up? Yeah, Tiz.
I don't know how much time we have. I don't feel like I did the exercise correctly. So the idea is that you look at the resistance and be curious about it, and you think about what that is trying to tell me, right? Like,
yeah, so let me give you an example. So I love food. I love food and have a tendency to be a bit of a glutton. And afterwards would always make me feel yucky for various reasons. And so this exercise I took myself through where I felt that yuckiness. I envisioned that I had eaten this big, huge meal and thought, where am I feeling that? And what is that feeling intending for me? So I feel, not great about myself, or I feel lethargic. So if I were to look at the positive intention for that, that might mean it's trying to discourage me from eating too much or eating unhealthily. So that's a positive intention. From that place, if I already was completely balanced with the level of food and nutrition that I eat, what would I have? If I already had that, what would I have? Well, I would feel really confident about myself and my body. Thank you for that reminder. So if I really felt confident about myself and my body, what would I have that's even more important to me? Well, I'd have energy and I'd be able to play with my son. Well, if I had energy and I was able to play with my son, what would I have that's even more important? I'd have a long life. I'd have a life full of vitality. If I had that, what would I have that's even more important to me? Nothing. So the original negative feeling or resistance that I have when it comes to eating is actually protecting my vitality and a good quality of life. And from that place of, okay, if I had complete vitality and this amazing quality of life, what would that feel like? What would that mean to me? And everybody's journey is going to be different. And so now when I look back from that place of being fulfilled and understanding the resistance, and I look back and that massive plate of French fries is whispering to me coming, good, or perhaps I've eaten them all, I will know the warning signs that I'm getting are to protect something very valuable to me. And I'm making that connection. And when we make that positive association to something what we deem negative for various reasons, it changes how we respond. It changes our neurological pathways and our rewiring so that now it's not something negative when I'm eating those French fries. It's, you know what? I really enjoy French fries. I'm out at an event and I'm with my family and with people who I love. And that is actually contributing to a long and vital life that I want to lead. And so it's removing that negativity when it comes to things that we're resisting that is actually the breakthrough to understanding what it's trying to tell us. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Tammy, you got your yellow hand up.
I do. Thanks. My resistance I guess has been the same and as for the last 6 years, it's been the same thing. It's just presented in different ways, and I'm always seem to be finding ways to combat it. And it's visibility. Like I struggle with being visible versus like the uncomfortableness of being visible versus my functionality. And like I don't know how many times I have to be hit in the head that you are visible, and that's okay. And so it's just being comfortable with that position, and it's scary, and it gives me a knot in my stomach, and it's a kind of sense of almost schizophrenia that it appears to be one way on the surface, but underneath it's a cyclone of untethered emotion. So it's
Let me ask, if you were to ask that feeling, what is the intention, positive intention you have for me in providing, in giving me these sensations? What would the answer be?
I guess to trust myself.
And if you trusted yourself, what would you have that's even more important to
I
you?
have a national TV show.
You laugh, but what would that give you? National TV show.
You know what it would give me? It's not what it would give me. It's me believing that I'm worthy of it.
And if you did have that fulsome belief that you were worthy,
then I think that my capabilities would be unstoppable if I didn't have that that hurt child that's trying to heal those wounds. And I'm reliving some pretty cool things, and like it's astounding where I am right now. And do I feel I'm worthy? Absolutely not. But everybody keeps saying, yeah, you kind of are. So yeah.
So I would invite you to spend some time maybe in this exercise. And Tammy, I'm happy to connect with you offline to really dig into that piece. What is the positive intention for this hesitancy and being visible? And it sounds like you have a few of the layers, but I don't think we've gotten to the really core
It's
value.
interesting because I'm getting the visibility. I have the visibility, and I guess like I have a lot of you have no idea the amount of visibility that I've been getting, and it's not sabotaging it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy to chat.
Thanks.
Jen, I think that activity is going to be one quite a few of us will be able to go back to. I'm already like, ooh, this is going on my weekend list. That resentment everywhere.
Yeah. Does anybody else have anything that they wanted to ask or any questions? I suppose that's the same thing. That's my perimenopause brain.
Okay. Okay, we'll wrap it up. Jen, thank you very, very much. That was really, really juicy, and I can see there's wheels turning. The replay will be out for anyone who wants to go back into that. I highly suggest it. This is one of those things, the more you do it, the more you're able to really track yourself and observe yourself in it. There's a lot of value to these. Jen, that was amazing. Thank you so much for your time and bringing that spirit and energy that you have. It's exactly what so many of us need today. Quickly talk about what we're going to do tomorrow. We've got Michelle. It's going to be another embodied practice. So if this like video off and going inwards is of value to you, tomorrow is going to be another one of those type of sessions. And Thursday is going to be another one. I love this kind of work. It's something I think more entrepreneurs should bring to the forefront because I think it's in a lot of our toolkits. I think this type of stuff is a lot of what's helping us grow. So tomorrow we're going to talk about nurturing our nervous system for the end you really want. That's a lot of what Jen's brought us through today, is that like connecting and taking away inner tension. And Michelle's going to build up on that for us tomorrow. So I'm going to shut us down. I have to hop off and go do a small business workshop, completely different switch in my brain. Hopefully I'll see a lot of you tomorrow. Jen, thank you again for your time.
My pleasure.
So excited to see you guys tomorrow back at the same time. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.